Welcome to Loving God and Loving Life. We're in Acts chapter 13, where we find the theme being Saul and Barnabas being sent on their missionary journey. Now, the most amazing thing about this chapter to me is that we're 13 chapters in, we're a lot of years in, and Jesus' final words to them were to, go into all the world with the gospel. But up till now, up to chapter 13, nobody has gone outside of Jerusalem except for one reason: persecution. Persecution had scattered the people. Many of them landed in different places. And Antioch is one of the places that a lot of them ended up landing. Antioch was in Syria. It grew to be actually a very large and influential church. And it was this church, not the church in Jerusalem, but it was this church that sent out the first missionaries. Well, the first missionaries are Paul. We know the Apostle Paul and Barnabas were a part of this church now. And they're being sent out, but they're in a prayer meeting. It's really cool that the first strategy, if you will, in the book of Acts is given in a prayer meeting. Gang, just pray. Get together. We do 21 days of prayer twice a year in small groups. We're always praying. I'm praying in groups a lot. Just pray. Quit waiting until you've perfected the art. Just pray. Pray in groups and ask God to reveal. Well, they get a revelation that Barnabas and Paul are to go out, and then this church, which had grown in influence and resources, yes, they provided resources, money, to send them out. But I think it's astounding that we're this far in to the book of Acts before any real strategy is found. And even then, the strategy we see in the 5th verse is them going to Jewish synagogues. They're just following the pattern. They're following the pattern they had seen from Jesus. That's how Jesus ministered. He started there. And bottom line, they had a clear strategy, but it was something that was given to them by God in a prayer meeting, sent them out, and they just started in the synagogues. That's where people who would come and gather, who had a little bit of respect for God. And then from that was their launching point to go on from there. Gang, there's people all around who have a heart for God, and it's our prayer that God is going to open their hearts and use us to share his good news. God, this is our strategy. Our strategy is to ask you, God, to send us one person today to share your love with. My friends, never forget that doing God's will and loving God is the only way to end up with the life that you love.